Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another leak video. So I know I don't do these very often, but sometimes there's actually decent stuff to go over. So yeah, I know this isn't a whole lot to go on because it's just text. There's no actual like images or anything of it. But the guy that I have access to his Discord, who does leaks and stuff like that, he has posted a data download for the global version of the game, which has a couple of interesting things in it. Apparently they've already leaked the new characters that are going to be on the banner for next week. As you can see, it is both Monspeets, which is actually pretty cool just because he has been the oldest character as far as JP goes that still hasn't been implemented into the global version of the game. I'm actually excited about Monspeet just because Monspeet's actually kind of cool, but on the other hand, he's a link partner for Derriere, and I am super hyped for Derriere when she comes out. So I don't think I'm going to be really like summoning on the banner or anything like that. I might throw like a little bit of gems at it, but nothing too crazy. Like I'm definitely not going like past a rotation on it by any means. But if I could get a Monspeet just as an association character, just for when Derriere comes out, that would be really cool. Plus, I mean, I don't really know anything about the two Monspeets as it is. We'll be going over some of their skills and stuff like that in just a second. But I don't know. I've actually been kind of waiting for Monspeet to come out. I'm really like happy that they've been releasing a lot more commandments lately, just because the commandments are really cool characters. So I don't know. Pretty cool though. Other than that, though, we have Chapter 11, Nightmarish Battlefield, which is going to be coming out, which is really cool. I've been waiting on more, story stuff to come out. It's been kind of a while since they released Chapter 10. Like, it's been probably a month or two at this point. And I like doing some of the story content. Like, some of it's kind of fun for me. And like I said before, I'm kind of just a PvE player. Like, I play PvP, but not very much compared to a lot of the other players on this game because it is kind of a PvP-focused game. But yeah, that's actually kind of cool. I'm interested in playing more story chapters. Plus, you get a lot of free gems and stuff like that out of it. So, always good. There's a Fireworks Festival reward dungeon, which I'm not positive on this, but I looked up some videos and I found Darkskin's video of whenever they did the Fireworks Festival on JP. If I'm not mistaken, I could have been looking at the wrong thing, but I think this is just going to be like one of these little battle events that we have right here going on right now. Not this one specifically, because this one is a fireworks thing, but I'm pretty sure it's something like this where you just get like dungeon materials and stuff like that, like free stage materials, like awakening stuff. So just for example, like if I go to, oh wait, I can't do him because he's already maxed out. If I go to, I don't know, Hauser, for example, and I go to Awaken, it's going to give you these sort of materials, like the little like awakening materials and everything like that. I think I could be wrong on that. It could be something completely different and I was just looking at the wrong thing, but I don't know. That's what it looked like to me. There's going to be a power-up exchange shop. We've already gotten we've got 2 exchange shops going on right now, and I guess they do end kind of soonish. One's on the 18th, one's on the 18th. Okay, so there's going to be, this update comes out on the 11th, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's right. The 11th is Tuesday, yeah. So that would mean that there's going to be 3 exchange shops going on at the same time, which is a little crazy. I don't know specifically what it's going to be, but I mean, exchange shops are good because they give you a lot of free rewards and stuff like that. You just have to grind out the stages and stuff like that to get those rewards, but I don't know. Could be cool. We'll have to see what it is. And of course there's going to be another Hawk Pass going on, if all of this is correct. Like I said, obviously these are just leaks. Some of it could be subject to change. Like obviously if it's not actually in the game yet, you never know. But he's been pretty good. I mean, he's downloading like actual like game updates and stuff like that and like mining through it and seeing what's new. So I would imagine this is all going to be pretty correct. But I don't know what the Hawk Pass is going to be. Hopefully it has something interesting like that actually kind of draws you in, because most of the time, so the first Hawk Pass I think that they released was the one where you got Deldry and Arden was the SR, or maybe maybe Death Pierce was the first one. I can't remember. It's been so long since the first one came out. I know there was one between the Attack on Titan one and the first one that ended up just being kind of like a bunch of free materials and stuff like that if you ended up buying into it. I'm not really interested in those. Like, obviously the materials and stuff like that are nice, but I'm not super interested in buying a Hawk Pass if it's not going to give me something actually halfway decent. Like, the Attack on Titan one was cool because I got, costumes for the characters, but if it's just going to be like Awakening materials and like some gems here and there and stuff like that, I might look into it because the Hawk Passes are kind of cheap, but I would be looking more forward to like specifics, like if there's part 2 tickets on it, or if there's like a character that you can get out of it, because sometimes they do end up adding characters that don't really do well as banners on JP. That's why they kind of did Deldry on the first Hawk Pass that we got. So yeah, could be something interesting there. I don't know yet. We'll have to look at it on Tuesday whenever it comes out, or if they end up releasing any sort of information like that on the pre-patch notes or anything. So yeah, we'll go over that probably later in the cycle before the update comes out, or right after the update comes out. So stay tuned for that, I guess. But here we go. So there's 2 new Monspeets, red Monspeet and green Monspeet. There's, not a whole lot of, hype behind these characters because, I don't know, Monspeet just really doesn't have a whole lot of stuff going on, I guess. But red Monspeet. Badmouth is his passive. The hero takes 30% less damage from ultimate moves. That's actually kind of cool. I don't know really, if there's any reason for them to actually focus Monspeet with an ultimate or not. But, I mean, I don't know, kind of neat. It could not be very good. That might be one of the reasons why this character doesn't really do that well. His commandment is allies and enemies will not gain ultimate move gauge from using skills in PvP. Applies when entering the battle. So that's actually kind of interesting. Maybe that's, the big reason why you would want to try to target him with your ultimates. That's actually kind of a big thing, because other than that, you would literally just have to move skills and combine skills and stuff like that to get stuff. That's kind of a game changer as far as I can tell. I don't know. We'll have to see, because I think by the time Monspeet had come out on JP, which he came out kind of early-ish, I think people just kind of stopped using him at some point. Maybe the global player base will try to find some cool, interesting teams and stuff like that to use him on, because I mean, everybody wants to use new characters whenever they come out, so maybe there will be some cool team comps that get put together with him. Hellfire is his first card, inflicts damage equal to 240% of attack on one enemy, 300%, and it fills an ultimate gauge by 1. So this is kind of like Green Escanor's attack card, or Green Aaron's, the SSR Aaron that has come out already at this point, where it deals damage, and then at level 2 it deals damage and fills an ultimate gauge, and then at level 3 it deals damage and then fills 2 ultimate gauges. So I kind of like skills like that. It's really nice to ult rush and stuff like that, so I don't mind characters having more of those. And then we have his second skill, which is Vermilion Bullet. Inflicts weak point, which weak point is 3 times damage against debuffed enemies. He doesn't really have a debuff skill though, so I don't really understand why he has that, but I don't know. Weak point, damage equal to 80% of damage on all enemies, so it's an AoE attack, then it's 110, and then 170%. And then his ultimate is Hellfire Bird, which is removes stances from all enemies and inflicts damage equal to 280% of attack. That is a really low modifier. And applies 2 ignite effects for 4 turns. So that is a little bit more interesting. I guess you would rush your ultimate with the first skill, pop off the ultimate skill, and then use the weak point skill to deal extra damage, because everybody's going to have ignite stacks on them and stuff like that, and it's an AoE ult, so I mean, kind of an interesting mechanic there, I guess. I don't know. I think he's kind of an interesting character. I like the Monspeet characters. I don't think they're that bad, but then again, I'll have to wait for them to actually come out and use them on global for me to actually figure out whether they're good in execution instead of just on paper. Green Monspeet though. Monspeet of Reticence. His skill, or his commandment, is going to be the same, obviously, so I guess you could use either this one or the other one to kind of shut down some ult gauge rush and stuff like that. Master of Hellfire in the Demon Realm is his passive or unique skill. Increases damage dealt by 100% if attacking enemies with Ignite debuff. So that's kind of cool. Looks like his ult is still the only thing that deals ignite. So you're gonna have to rush ult to get this, going. Or you could just run other characters on your team with ignite, like maybe one of the Gilas, or I don't know, somebody else like Green Escanor maybe. First skill is Flame Ball. Inflicts weak point damage equal to 120%. So this is the same as the other skill on the other Monspeet, where it times 3 debuffed enemies, and then it just scales. And then Black Fire is inflicts damage equal to 220% on the enemy, and then at level 2 it depletes 1 ult gauge orb and deletes the enemy target's skills. Okay, so that's actually kind of interesting. So I would assume it would just delete the card out of their hand. Randomly delete skills except for ultimate moves. So at level 2 and 3 you could hit somebody, deplete an ultimate gauge orb, and then you could delete 1 random card out of their hand. That's actually kind of cool. I don't think there's anybody in the game so far that has that. I kind of like that, honestly. And then at level 2 it depletes 2 ult gauge, which there's some characters that delete 3 at level 3, so not as good, but it also deletes 2 cards out of their hand. So that could actually be really cool, because I guess running this against like mono red or something like that, where they want to try to like get Escanor's cards up as fast as possible so that way he can deal massive damage. If you could rush cards like this and delete those gold cards out of his hand, that would be hilarious. So obviously same ult, but yeah, I'm looking for this. He's associated with Derriere, obviously, and then you can use Derriere as an association for him. It looks like you can use the Deanne's and Elizabeth's on him as well, which is kind of cool, I guess. But that's pretty much it. I don't know which one is like the better one. I would think that it might be this one with this second skill, but this one seems like it has a little bit more setup, and the passive doesn't take a whole lot of setup to actually get going. Which, I mean, like I said, you could just use some other character with Ignite, but I don't know. Kind of interesting. I think they might be actually kind of cool to get added to the game. Obviously, new characters, like, who's going to complain? But, everybody everybody has their own opinion. I'm sure somebody's going to hate the fact that Monspeet's in the game now. Who knows? Either way, that's pretty much all I have for you today. Obviously, those are kind of big. We'll obviously see some of those in the patch notes and stuff like that later on tomorrow night or Monday morning-ish, whichever one you prefer, whenever they release the maintenance notice, and then Monday night whenever they do the update notice, which has the actual like extended patch notes and stuff like that. We'll end up seeing how much of this is actually confirmed, which I would assume it's pretty good. Other than that, that's pretty much all I have for you. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe for more content in the future, and I will see you guys in the next video.